Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here. It's ready on the 6th-game NBA main slate on Tuesday. A couple things before I get into the video. If you're new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos talking about NBA DFS as well as NFL DFS. I'm also running a weekly $20 PayPal giveaway on my channel. How it works, all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. That's one entry in the giveaway. Max one comment per video. So it started with my Monday NBA video yesterday. We'll go throughout the week. We'll end on my Monday NBA video at the end of the week. So however many videos I've uploaded for the week, you can enter the giveaway that many times. So I have 10 videos uploaded for the week. You can enter the giveaway 10 times. And again, the winner receives $20 PayPal for myself. But with that out of the way, let's jump into the videos. First, really quick, I just want to say I really do appreciate all of the support. On the videos, the live streams, Twitter. All you guys have been really great. So thank you guys again for all the support. But okay, let's look back at my lineup here from Monday. So this is my final lineup: Lonzo, NAW, Tobias, Al Horford, Cantor, Frank Jackson, LeBron James, and Hassan Whiteside. Okay, so once all the Pelicans news came out, I was very heavy on the New Orleans guys. I said any of the starters plus NAW and Frank Jackson off the bench. So if you guys watch the live stream, I said 2 to 3 probably Pelicans. And Lonzo was my favorite. He had 51 fantasy points. He was great. Wasn't that high owned too. I expected him to be completely chalk. He was only 39% in this double up. So he wasn't that high owned. He was huge. The letdown, every single time he is chalk, I swear he bossed NAW 14 minutes out of nowhere. Like, he had been getting 25 minutes, and this was with Ingram playing, and then just only plays 14 minutes. So that was really surprising, him only getting 14 minutes. Obviously, he was super chalk, 73% owned. So I guess he didn't really kill you because everyone had him, but obviously it was just frustrating he only got 14 minutes if he did play him. And the other Pelican I went with was Frank Jackson. It always seems, like I say, I said it, I think in my video yesterday, that whenever NAW is chalk, it's always Frank Jackson that goes off. So I just ended up playing both those value guys. So it was Frank Jackson, obviously had a really solid game at mid-price. So that kind of made up for the NAW letdown game. Other guys, one guy that really went off was Okafor. I talked about liking his upside. The one concern I had him was with foul trouble issues, but he stayed out of foul trouble. He crushed it. I think he had over 50 at min-price. I was going back and forth with whether I wanted to play him over Cantor. It was him, Cantor, Whiteside, and Vucevic I liked at center. Like I said, I was close to going Okafor, didn't end up doing it. The 3 Pelicans I went with were Lonzo, NAW, and Frank Jackson. Tobias and Al Horford were fine with no Embiid. Obviously, their upside was, goes up. They were perfectly fine, nothing crazy, but they did their job. And then I got LeBron James, so I assume he's going to be ultimate chalk, and then Whiteside here. So we'll see how it goes. The NAW bust obviously doesn't help, but one guy that did bust that kind of surprising, a lot of people were on as well, including myself. I thought he was a pretty good play with CP3, just out of nowhere, just like getting like almost below 30 minutes. I think he played like only 29 minutes, just did absolutely nothing. It was the SGA show who just completely took over, like triple-double. Normally SGA is a guy that doesn't get a lot of peripheral stats. He had like 20 rebounds, something crazy like that. So hopefully he avoided the Chris Paul play as well, but I saw he was pretty popular as well for cash games. But that basically wraps it up. Also, I just thought I'd bring up Anthony Davis did get ruled out after a lock. Unfortunately, there wasn't a whole lot I could do. The guys I liked were obviously LeBron and then Kuzma, McGee, and Dwight Howard. I just didn't have any spots open to get to them. So that was a little bit unfortunate that we got that news that late. But yeah, hopefully you guys avoided some landmines. The 2 landmines were really NAW and Chris Paul. If you avoided those 2, you probably had a really good night. But okay, let's talk about this 6-game slate here. If it loads. Okay, where is this? I want to make sure I get the right slate. So we can look at some numbers really quick. The Cleveland Lakers game about to tip off now, that's the game tonight. But we got Rockets Grizzlies right now sitting at 238. Houston favored by 4.5 points. We have no Russell Westbrook, so obviously Harden stands out, but he's 13K. Then we have Knicks Bucks. 16.5 point spreads. So there's obviously some blowout risk here. We have Mavs and the Warriors sitting at 223 with Golden State, or with the Mavs started by 9. Then we have 3 games that are currently not out right now. So, like I said, the big news here on this slate, at least, is no Russell Westbrook, so Harden. We'll talk about him in a bit. We'll start with center. So At the top is Rudy Gobert at 9.2K. He's been pretty solid last 3 games, 47, 48, 47 fantasy points. This match against Brooklyn is a good one. Brooklyn always has a traditional center out there, whether it be Jarrett Allen, whether it be DeAndre Jordan. So we know Rudy Gobert is going to play, 35 or so minutes in a close game. The issue here is just the price. 9.2, he seems priced about right. So I'm not super excited about him. We have also kind of slate changing news is Trae Young listed as questionable. So this is huge. If he can't go, then a guy like Brandon Goodwin becomes a value play. John Collins becomes more viable. But John Collins did bust in a really good spot there against Brooklyn with no Trae Young. 2 of 11, 28 minutes, 22 fantasy points. He held me back from big money the other night because I had Jonas Valanciunas. I had a lot of the Golden State guys that did good, but those John Collins was a letdown. I wouldn't mind considering him here for sure if Trae Young is out because his upside just goes up. Again, I know he busted the last game with Trae Young, but his upside does go up a lot there if Trae Young is not able to go. DeAndre Ayton at 7.8K, so he's actually been coming off the bench the last couple games, and the minutes have been down on him, which is a little bit concerning. 30 and 26 minutes back-to-back games. I would like it more if he starts. I think if he starts, he probably plays into the mid-30s minutes. If he comes off the bench, he's a riskier option. Now, this is one of the best spots, if not the best spot here against Atlanta, but again, him coming off the bench, I think he's probably limited to like 25 to 30 minutes. So I would like it a lot more if he does start. We'll see. Clint Capella at 7.8K. You got to have interest in this game. Again, 238.5 or 238 over under, 4-point spread. So this game really stands out. It's probably the best game to game stack. Capella kind of got limited there in that game against OKC, but that game was a blowout. Normally in close games, he will get mid-30s minutes. Again, this game should be played at a really fast pace. So I do have interest in Capella there at that price. Randall, so it's all, if you're a guy that's going to play like Giannis or target a couple of Milwaukee Bucks guys, you're probably going to want to run it back with Randall because he has been their go-to guy this year. And if the Knicks are going to somehow keep it close, most likely it's because of Julius Randle. We have no Marcus Morris as well, so Julius Randle's going to have to carry the load offensively. I'll say this, if you think this game blows out, then you probably just fade it all in all. But if you think the Knicks keep it close and you want to target Giannis, then maybe run it back with Randle here at 7.5K. I'm fine with it. There's huge bullet risk there for sure. We have also pretty big news. Kristaps Porzingis is questionable, so this would change a lot. If he plays, that obviously would take Luka out of play, whose price really hasn't come down. If Kristaps misses, I think Luka is in play, but more of a contrarian option because, again, his price is pretty high, and we got Harden without Westbrook, who stands out as a better play, or a safer play in my opinion. Jonas Valanciunas, again, he was huge for me the other night at low ownership, 29 minutes, 62 fantasy points. Would not expect 62 fantasy points again from him, but this game should be played at a fast pace. Now, the concern with him is just the minutes, right? This is a game where Houston runs at a faster pace. They kind of like running more small ball. It could be a game where they limit Jonas Valanciunas' minutes. You don't. Hey, sorry about that, guys. Video kind of got cut off there. So I was talking about Jonas Valanciunas here. Again, I think he's more of a GPP option. It's a really good matchup here. He's very up and down. Again, the concern is just the minutes. He could play 22. He could play 30 minutes. So he's very much in play here for GPPs. But let's move on. So Kevin Love, kind of same situation. There's definitely some blow risk here against the Clippers. They're playing the Lakers tonight, so tough stretch here for the Cavs. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in them keeping it close. So don't think I'm going to go with Kevin Love. Montrezl Harrell, obviously the Cavs run big with Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love. So Montrezl probably gets some good run. But again, there is some blowout risk here at 7K. I like the price, but again, you got to take the blowout into consideration. Same thing with Tristan Thompson. Jaren Jackson Jr. at 6.8K he's been doing a better job staying out of foul trouble. This game probably suits him better than does JV. Should be played at a faster pace. So I think Jaren Jackson Jr. does stand out as a decent option there. Jarrett Allen at 5.7. Always just the downside of him, he's never going to play the big minutes. Him and DeAndre Jordan kind of split the minutes, so they're more GPP options. Amari Spellman, so I was pretty high on a lot of the Golden State guys last game. At 5.5K, though, he seems priced about right. I still think he's a decent option if he starts again at center, but he seems priced about right now. Paul Kleber, you can consider these guys if Kristaps is out, but if Kristaps is able to go, then these guys definitely become out of play. Let's see. Alex Len is doubtful, so probably a little more run for a guy like John Collins. Some of those other Atlanta centers. Here, we'll go to Atlanta really quick. Guys like, Damian Jones probably gets a little more run here. He got 19 minutes the last time out. So, that is somewhat significant. Let's see. Other options, not super high in Mitchell Robinson. He's so always in foul trouble. Let's see. Taj Gibson's been playing well. He's actually been getting some big minutes recently. 26 and 31 minutes in back-to-back games. Don't know if we expect that to continue, but that is good to see. At least he's getting some more minutes. Hardenstein with Capella back, not for me. Zubac's always a guy you can take a shot on for GPP. He's never going to play the big minutes, but is a guy that can get you there in 15 to 20. PJ Tucker. So these secondary Houston pieces definitely stand out as good options to me. With no Russell Westbrook, we saw what PJ Tucker did there against Atlanta. Had 17 rebounds. Not a super high usage guy, but his rebounds should go up with no Russell Westbrook. So I'm definitely considering PJ Tucker here at this price at 3.7. And then that's basically it. Damian Jones, no Bruno Fernando, probably no Alex Len. So they are pretty thin up front, and we know that Phoenix runs big. So I actually don't hate the idea of going to Damian Jones as a punt value play here at min price, especially if he starts. I think he probably gets 20, 25 minutes. So yeah, I actually don't hate that idea of going there as a value play. But let's move on to power forward. So Giannis, just more of a contrarian option in my opinion. It's a good spot against the Knicks, but I have very little confidence this game stays close. Now, if you are going to target Giannis, then again, I think I'd probably run it back with Randall on the other side, who most likely, if the Knicks are going to keep this close, it's going to be because of Julius Randle. Kawhi Leonard, so we have Paul George listed as questionable right now. He won't play Tuesday against Cleveland. Okay, so he is actually out there to confirm that. So that is good. Good for Kawhi, good for Lou Williams, and good for Montrezl Harrell. Again, the concern is definitely some blowout risk here. The good thing with Kawhi is he's been playing the big minutes, like 35 plus, which is really good to see. So it's all about whether or not you think this game stays close. If you think it does, if you think the Cavs can keep it close, then 100% you can target Kawhi, Lou Williams, and Montrezl. It just makes it a bit riskier, in my opinion, because I think it's going to probably be 10, 15-point spread, right? Kelly Oubre, they did a good job pricing him up after that big game against Charlotte. 40 minutes, 58 fancy points. I would not expect that again, but he's been getting the big minutes again. This is a really good match against Atlanta, so I'm okay with it. You're paying a premium, but I think the ownership will be higher on him. Always it seems to be higher on guys after a big game, so I'm okay with him, but I think the ownership might be a little bit inflated. Let's see. Other options. Bojan Bogdanovic is always just too scoring dependent for my liking. Yeah, so still no Marcus Morris. As far as those value next guys, doesn't do a whole lot for me. Of like Knox, Dotson, no one really stands out there. Let's see other options. So we do have, I believe, both Clark and Jay Crowder are questionable. This is somewhat significant. If both of them are not able to go, then guys like Kyle Anderson, guys like Solomon Hill, a guy like Dylan Brooks will probably get some more runs. So that is somewhat significant for sure. So we got to keep an eye on those two guys. DeAndre Hunter is questionable. If he misses, that's just more minutes from some of those other secondary Atlanta guys. Let's see. Eric Pascal, 4.4, did play 30 minutes the last game. I think that was partly due to some foul trouble there with Spellman as well as Draymond Green. He's more of a risky option for sure, just because the minutes are kind of all over the place right now. A guy like Daniel House. A lot of these Houston guys I'm definitely considering as value guys, just because with no Russell Westbrook, there's a lot of usage around for sure. So normally, like Houston as a team, it's kind of just like Westbrook, Harden, Capella for me. But when one of those guys are out, when we have Westbrook out, then it's obviously Harden, Capella really stand out, and then these value guys definitely are playable for sure. Let's see. A guy like JaMychal Green at 3.8K. I actually don't hate the idea of him as a value play. Only played 17 minutes the last game against Denver, but maybe it's a little extra run if the game blows out. Dario Saric at 3.7. Did get 23 minutes. I'm okay with it if they continue to start him. He's a very, very low usage guy right now, but if he's going to start and play 20, 25 minutes at a good matchup guess it's not the worst idea trying to take a shot there. Yeah, so like Kevin Knox, like they just have a lot of guys they can use. No one's playing the big minutes, even with Marcus Morris out. So no one really stands out as far as those Knicks value guys go. Ersan at 3.6K is always fine. He's never going to play the big minutes. He's actually been kind of limited, 15, 13, and 12. They've been going down on him. Normally, his guy is getting closer to 20, so it's looking like they're kind of phasing him out a bit, so probably can't go there, actually. So guys like Solomon Hill, guys like Kyle Anderson, these guys would become very, very viable if one or both of Clark and Jay Crowder can't go. But let's move on to small forward. So Doncic is 12.6K. It's a lot to pay, for sure. For a guy that's had 52, 47, and 46 fantasy points in 3 straight games. Now, he has had 3 really, really tough matchups. You can't deny that. Denver, the Lakers, and Philly. Those are the 3 of the best defensive teams in the NBA. If Kristaps is out once again, which there's definitely a possibility he could be, I think Luka does stand out as a good spend up. It just makes it tricky when you have Harden on the slate. Now, you realistically could play both Harden and Doncic if you want. Let's see how much salary you would have remaining. So if you throw Harden in and then Doncic, you have 4K remaining. So yeah, you sacrifice a lot trying to get both of them in. Now, again, I think Luka is a good play here. It's just you have to sacrifice a lot to get him in there. I think I'd only consider him, though, if Kristaps is out. If Kristaps is in, I don't think I want to go there at that price. Again, no Paul George. So those other Clippers guys, Kawhi, Lou, and Montrez do stand out. There just is some blowout risk for that game for sure. Other options, let's see. Joe Ingles at 6.1K is always a viable option. The concern is the minutes have kind of been down on him, 28, 26, 21 minutes. Now, he did get 33 the last game against Washington, but there was no Donovan Mitchell there, so that is a little bit concerning. His minutes have been a bit all over the place. Draymond Green at 6K. Only got 23 minutes the last game in Memphis. His minutes also kind of been up and down, right? 22, 34, 31, 23. So he's more of just a GPP option right now at that price. Yeah, so a guy like Dylan Brooks, I'm not a big Dylan Brooks guy, but because he is kind of scoring dependent. But if both Jay Crowder and Brandon Clark are out, there's a lot of minutes to go around there. So you could consider him for sure in a game that's going to be played at a really fast pace. Still no Damian Lee. The issue is, again, Golden State's rotations have been a little bit inconsistent. It's kind of D'Angelo Russell that really stands out for me on the Golden State side, and that's kind of it. Like, no one else really sticks off the page to me at their prices. Cam Reddish at 5.2. I know he had a good game, 20 points the last game against Brooklyn. I just can't pay 5.2K for Cam Reddish. He's a very, very low usage guy. A guy like Karis LeVert has been coming out the bench, playing about low 20s minutes. I'm okay with it, but he had a really bad spot against Utah. So Reggie Bullock has been getting some good run, 24, 27, 28 minutes. The issue is, again, they priced him up to 4.9K, so I don't think I can go there. Tim Hardaway Jr., 4.9, 30, 32, and 30 minutes. So he has been playing consistent minutes. I think I would consider him if Kristaps is out. If Kristaps is in, I probably wouldn't go there. Let's see. Other options, so a guy like Eric Gordon, they did a good job pricing him up as well, but he's going to be the number 2 in the offense. He's going to start for Russell Westbrook, so I'm definitely fine with Eric Gordon here. They're going to stagger his minutes with Harden, so if Harden's not on the floor, Eric Gordon will be, and that's good for his production when Harden's not out there. So he will get some minutes for sure with no James Harden on the court, which is good. The downside of him is he is scoring dependent at times, but someone else is going to have to score the ball besides James Harden. So Eric Gordon going to have to do some more scoring there, so I don't mind him at all as a cheaper option. Let's see. Other options. A guy like Ben McLemore, 3.5K. Maybe he gets a little extra run. I'm okay taking shots on some of these cheap Houston guys, for sure. Like, some other guys are going to have to score the ball besides Harden. But that really is it. So let's move on to shooting guard. So Harden, 13K. Yeah, that's obviously a lot to pay for James Harden. But this matchup right against Memphis, really good one. 238 over under. So I think, if you're only picking one spend-up stud between Harden and Doncic, I think the safer option is for sure Harden. Now, you can play both for sure. If you play both, that's 4K remaining salaries. You're going to have to play a lot of value guys. But yeah, so I think Harden is a really good spend up. The only downside here is the price, right? 13K is a lot. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot to get him in. But I think it's probably worth it there against Memphis. Devin Booker, yeah. So if your guy's going more towards the mid-range, which is definitely doable on the slate, a guy like Devin Booker would stand out to me. I know he had an off game, doesn't worry me last game. Just shot the ball bad. It was the Kelly Oubre show. I'm not too worried about it. 8.2K in one of the best spots against Atlanta here. I think if you're going more balanced, I think Devin Booker is probably someone I would start my lineup with. So yeah, I do like Devin Booker a good amount. I think he's going to go more contrarian, though, because I think a lot of people are going to be thinking the same thing of spend up for Harden or spend up for Doncic and go more stars and scrubs. So these mid-tier guys maybe go get a bit forgotten about. And another guy I really like is D'Angelo Russell at 7.9K. I was all over him against Memphis, 35 minutes, 50 fantasy points. He was huge. I like him once again here. He's just the do-it-all guy. He's filling up a stat sheet. The match against Dallas is okay. It's not great. It's not bad, though. He got 35 minutes, which was really good to see. So I like D'Angelo Russell a lot. Again, you could fade the guys up top. You could fade Harden. You could fade Doncic and go more mid-tier. I think Booker and Russell really stand out there in the mid-tier. Even Donovan Mitchell, 7.7K, this match against Brooklyn, really, really good, especially with Kyrie and the offense. They're going to play at a faster pace, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm okay with Donovan Mitchell at 7.7. I think he's a little bit underpriced. Lou Williams, yes, him, Kawhi, Montrez get a huge boost. He's been starting. He started to play 35 minutes. I'm perfectly fine here. Again, the one concern I have, though, is the blowout in this game. Just take that in consideration. Let's see. Dinwiddie with Kyrie back. Just don't think I can do it. I got like Kevin Huerter you can look to if Trae Young is out. If Trae Young plays, I don't want to go there. Other options, Clarkson, his price went way up because Donovan Mitchell's out. Donovan Mitchell coming back, you can't go there, obviously, at 5.6. A guy like Pat Beverly is viable. He's the guy that gets those peripheral stats, rebounds, assists, blocks, steals. The match against Cleveland is good. Again, I'll just talk about the blowout risk. The blowout risk is 100% real in this one. But if you think the Cavs can somehow keep it close, then you're probably going to want to target one or two of these Clippers guys. Alec Burks at 5.3K is viable, but his upside is a little bit capped playing alongside D'Angelo Russell. He had a good start there in that first half and then did nothing in the second half, kind of like Draymond Green. So yeah, I'm okay with it, but I think really the play that stands out there in Golden State is D'Angelo Russell. Other options, I like DeLon Wright at 4.6. It's just hard to trust these secondary Dallas pieces. It really is, and especially if Kristaps is back, you really can't go there. DeAndre Bembry, I don't think I would chase this big game. He got there in garbage time in 22 minutes, so I'll probably pass even if Trae Young is out. He just had a lot of garbage time action. Now, a guy like DeAnthony Melton at 4.4, they could always run more small ball, and he could get a little bit more run if Brandon Clark and Jay Crowder are out. I'm okay with him as value play, right? Not the guy that's been getting big minutes, but he could see a little extra run if both those guys are out. So I'm okay with him as a value play. Also, don't mind George Hill at 4.3. He probably gets low 20s minutes. The match against New York is pretty solid here, so I'm okay with George Hill. Glenn Robinson at 4.2K. I actually kind of like the price for him. I guess him and D'Angelo Russell probably stand out the most to me just because, his minutes, right? 27, 29, 34, 29. So he's almost playing 30 minutes a game. He's not a super high upside guy, but a 4.2K doesn't have to do a whole lot. So I think he would probably be my second favorite Warrior as of right now, just for, considering his price there, 4.2. But Cal Bridges is a 4.2, probably not for me. It's just the starters get a lot of run there for Phoenix. Austin Rivers, so you're kind of pushing it if you're trying to talk me into Austin Rivers. I think, it's obviously Harden and Capella at the top, then guys like Eric Gordon, guys like PJ Tucker, Ben McLemore. Austin Rivers don't know if I would go there. Now, a guy like Brandon Goodwin at 4K, if Trae Young misses, you could definitely look to him as a value play. Played 27 minutes, kind of had an off game, 20 fantasy points, but you could definitely look to him again if Trae Young is not able to go as a value play. Other options, a guy Tyus Jones, right? Maybe he gets a little extra run if some of those other Memphis guys can't go, but again, not playing the big minutes. And I think that is basically wraps up shooting guard. So let's move on to point guard. So yeah, Harden, Doncic at the top. You can play them both if you want. That's 4K salary remaining. Or you could go more balanced with guys again like Booker, D'Angelo Russell. Those guys stand out to me. Trae Young, this is pretty big news. If he is able to go, I do like him a good amount here. I think that last game where he busted is going to lower his ownership, but we know the upside is high. Phoenix plays at a fast pace, so I would have interest in Trae Young if he's able to go here. I think that was kind of an anomaly game where he only got 31 minutes because he had been getting, high 30s, close to 40 minutes a night. So this is obviously something to keep an eye on. If he misses, then, John Collins gets a boost. A guy like Brandon Goodwin becomes viable. So we'll have to see about his status going into tomorrow. Kyrie, I can't go there yet. Really bad spot. Only got 20 minutes. Was really good in that time, 32 fantasy points, but I can't go there yet. Booker, D'Angelo Russell. If you're going more balanced, those guys do really stand out to me. Even a guy like John Moran at 7.6K. I'm not a huge fan of his price, but this matchup against Houston is one of the best matchups. Again, 238 over/under. So you could always game stack this game too. I think it's definitely the most game stackable game. So I do like John Moran here in this up-tempo game at 7.6K. Rubio is currently listed as questionable. This is pretty big news. It's a personal matter. If he can't go, Devin Booker gets a huge boost, and then we can consider some of those value point guards for Phoenix. So I'll talk about those guys here in a bit. I don't mind a guy like Eric Bledsoe. It's obviously some blowout risk here, but 30, 31, and 27 minutes. Really good to see him getting close to 30 minutes. So I'm definitely fine with him at 6.5K. Again, there is some blowout risk there in that game. Other options, not super high on a lot of these guys. Yeah, Moutier can't go there with Donovan Mitchell back. So let me talk about the Phoenix point guards really quick. Yeah, so if Rubio can't go, a guy like Elliot Kobo could start. They could start Tyler Johnson, or they could start a guy like Javon Carter. We've seen them start like all these guys. So obviously it's not great that they do have a lot of guys who can use, but I think whoever starts, if Rubio's out, like whoever starts the point guard, would be a viable, cheap option because they're all basically mid-price here. So that's obviously something to keep an eye on. But yeah, brief overview again of the slate. There's definitely some blowout risk here in a couple of games. New York, Milwaukee, and Cleveland and the Clippers, especially. Those two games, the blowout risk is real. Now, if you're a guy that's going to target Giannis, or if you're a guy that's going to target like Kawhi, Lou Williams, Montrez, you're probably going to want to run it back with one of those guys in the other team. So if you're targeting Giannis, probably run it back with Randall. If you're targeting one of those three Clippers guys, maybe run it back with, Kevin Love, Darius Garland, someone on the Cleveland side. The Houston-Memphis game is obviously going to be the game I think is the most popular. 238 over/under. I also really like the Phoenix-Atlanta game. We have to wait in the Trae Young news. That is pretty big. Utah-Brooklyn, not super excited about a lot there on the Brooklyn side. Don't mind Donovan Mitchell there in the Utah game. And then Dallas and Golden State. I do like D'Angelo Russell a lot. I would like Luka if Kristaps is out. If Kristaps is in, that kind of takes a lot of guys out of play there for the Dallas side. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. So if you have been enjoying the content, would really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe. Again, if you want to get entered in the giveaway, all you have to do is a like and a comment in the video. It's 1 inch in the giveaway. I'll be back for another video to break down the Wednesday slate. Also, I will be live streaming for this 6-game slate, probably 30 to 45 minutes before lock on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check it out. I will give updates on all the news that we get throughout the day, as well as kind of give you guys my core plays for cash games, and then I can answer any questions you guys have. So thanks again for everyone coming to check out the video, and I will see you guys all tomorrow in the live stream.